Today, more than ever, we need to focus on building community, making connections, and being creative. Over the next few minutes, I want to share with you a small piece from Elena Aguilar's work. One point Elena makes is that the power is in the planning. We can plan ahead how we will show up to our next meeting and how we want to make others feel when coaching. Because people won't forget the way you made them feel. It's important to plan so that we're proactive rather than reactive. It's important for us to practice our craft. One tool Elena Aguilar shares is the Community Connection Creativity Planning Template to help prepare for how you want to show up to your next meeting and how you want to make others feel. This is a planning tool that you can make fit you. You can use parts or you can use the whole template depending on your meeting. Over the next few slides, you will learn the different parts of the planning template. One master teacher has already been practicing with the template, and she has graciously agreed to share it with us so that we can see an example. A key principle in coaching is knowing the purpose. Why are we meeting? What is the context? The template begins with setting that purpose, and this is a good place for you to write in where you are in the coaching cycle. As you can see, this master teacher is in the identify stage. Pre-meeting assessment. The next section is the pre-meeting assessment. It's important because of the many different relationships we have with our partners and where we are in those relationships. You have different relationships with each partner, so you need to think about how you will need to show up for this particular meeting with this particular partner. Will you need to be providing emotional support? Do you need to be extremely compassionate? Are things going well? So you need to show up and be curious and be prepared to ask deeper questions. Will this be a decision-making conversation? Do you need to show humility? What do you need to remember about this partnership? What do you need to do to say or show up that way? In the pre-meeting assessment, there's also the part, what outcomes do I want to strive for? Think about, are you getting them to set a goal, or do you need to just build a relationship? You need to get them to recognize their own strengths. Are you wanting to choose a strategy and have your partner choose a strategy? Do you need to reflect on the strategies or the progress they're making? If you have already set a goal, write in your goal here. This way you can make sure that it's focused on throughout the meeting. As you notice, the master teacher knows she needs to be compassionate, as teaching looks different right now. She knows things have changed since their last meeting, so she wants to refine their goal and is already thinking about what the teacher might want to discuss, but she's also ready to change and follow her partner's lead. The next section is remembering to check your technology. The virtual meeting plan and tech check is great for when meeting with PLCs. Keep in mind the tech skills of your partner in case they're going to need more support during this time. The master teacher was just meeting with one partner, so she felt comfortable with the technology setup. Meeting overview. The meeting overview is where you plan how the conversation may start and end. This is a place where you can write in guiding questions to use during the meeting based on a recently viewed video or previous conversation. This is a good place where you can jot in Jim Knight's questioning based on where you are in the coaching cycle. And if you notice, the master teacher here used some of Jim Knight's questioning to help guide her plan for how the conversation is going to go. Community building. Often we plan for our meetings thinking about our guiding questions, but it's also important to plan for community building. Think about how you will start and end your meetings to continue fostering your relationships. Also, a key component for those leading PLCs, plan ahead how you can include opportunities for community building. We know that's important. In the example, the master teacher wants to foster the relationship by focusing on her partner's strengths, providing her with emotional support. Connection. Plan ahead when and how your partners will connect in the meeting. How are they engaging in this meeting? How can you help your partner feel comfortable to share and get them involved in the conversation? When planning for PLCs, think about creative ways to get the team to stay connected. We want to make sure they're involved in the meeting. The master teacher here is just going to be sure she's got some questions, stems to foster dialogue. It's also important to provide the wait time following your questions to make sure you're giving them the opportunity to be connected. Creativity. It's important, especially for our virtual conversations. Think about how you can include creativity in your PLC meetings and coaching conversations. This is a good place to plan ahead how you can use stories to add humor and joy. Think about how you can make the conversation joyful, especially during this time. Also, plan ahead how you and your partner can work together to solve problems and generate ideas. Jot down your partner's strengths and use them to help them think about how they can solve their own problems. Think about how you can provide voice and choice. Virtual coaching is new to most of us. Plan ahead and make the most of your conversations. The master teacher knows that sharing stories is a great way to build community, make a connection, and be creative. Provide time for your partner to be creative and generate their own ideas and strategies. Most importantly, this is a time to strengthen our community and foster our relationships. Before going into your next conversation or PLC meeting, prepare for what might happen. Prepare for how you will show up to the meeting. It's not about filling in the template in detail. It's about planning what you can bring to your next conversation or PLC meeting to promote community, connection, and creativity.